Soul Garden. Live, love, be.
Hello, Magic Maker, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. My name is Christopher Witecki, and I'm your host to the universe. And this week, you got two sponsors on your side. On the one hand, these fabulous Act 2 videos, which people tell me are hitting them right on the head. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You will enjoy it, and it's only $4.95, so it's well worth the price. And secondly, you should try the Guardian Agency. We are really starting to get people hit right on the head. In other words, I can get a text to you right before shift hits the fan, and people are replying and telling me, thank goddess, I got that text. So give it a try. It's only 99 cents a week, and you can go there at gatext.me for more information. All right, so where are the Pisces? The Pisces are working on what we call soul capital. Soul capital is one part of your soul that keeps capital of what you're worth. It's self-esteem, but it's a lot of other things. And believe it or not, because we're really in the game of awareness, we're trying to become more and more aware, it's very simple equation. The more aware you are of what you're worth, the more you can manifest material on earth. That's it. It's very simple. And each year, once a year, we work and massage and build up our soul capital. This year, you were given maybe a whole new definition of what to base your value on. Maybe completely flipping around where you want to draw money from. Maybe not chasing after money, but drawing in money. That would be a quantum leap. Well, when we begin on Monday, it's not quantum leaping at all. It is an all dead stop, known as a grand square. Now, some people call this a grand cross. There ain't nothing Christ about it. This is you stuck in traffic and hating it, okay? Now, in the collective conscious, flipping to some terms we have, what's going on is really two sides. Actually, can we flip to terms? Thank you. Actually, there's two sides of consciousness going on here. It's literally God versus reality on the one hand. The earth is having to struggle between their faith and the actual facts. And on the other side, our minds are creatively thinking, trying to get ourselves out of where we want to go, but we're very emotional about the way things should go. So it's our shoulds against our actual thoughts and our faith versus our actual reality. But going back to the planets, for Pisces, this drills down to your ego is going against and trying to go with balance in your relationships. So it's your ego versus your relationships, who you I am in and how you share the I am with other people. And on the other hand, it is how well you take care of yourself and how nurtured you may or may not feel is fighting for power with your new career and where you want to go with your career direction and where you want to go with your legacy. You know what you do on a day like this? You do nothing. You sit and eat bonbons, you call in sick, I'll sign the note. Then on Tuesday, it's bipolar, things are happy. Jupiter rules the day, God's giving us the finger. It's like nothing just happened yesterday. So I'm really curious what's going to happen. Now the moon is still focused on for you, career and legacy. So your emotions are really wanting to take control, but it's not feeling held up in traffic anymore. And God is giving us this yod, okay? It's not technically a yod for those of you who are astronauts because these planets are not technically conjunct, but they kind of are. They wrap into a weave and it points right here on the 0-degree Aries line. Isn't that interesting? What God consciousness is saying with this yod is to, on the one side, be who you are. On the other side, be willing to innovate why you're valuable. So be who you are, but be willing to innovate while you're valuable. Okay, that is what God's advice is, probably for about 4 days here as this yod is up and the moon is there. Now, the day is ruled by Jupiter, so what you're doing is you're going out and exploring options to raise soul capital, options to tell people about your soul capital. It's a day of selling yourself. It's a day, it's a day of selling yourself or looking into new markets or looking into new ways of manifestation. On Wednesday, now we go bipolar crazy again. Uranus rules the day. Lots of storms for lots of signs, and what's going on on is a lot of fear breaking. These are fears. These aren't new fears, but they're coming to a climax on this day. Uranus rules today, which means the universe is basically saying to you, all right, red or black, are you going to bet on yourself or not? Right? And you have to stay emotionally calm and make the right bet. That's pretty much what I would describe Wednesday like. And what that means is you have to face these fears. A fear that you won't survive, down here with Venus, up to your ego. So your ego is afraid of actually pulling it off, and you're also afraid of telling people you're in relationships with or letting down relationships. So you've got to just get up and, man or woman up and break through. Now this square is a classic doozy. This is the square that brought down the stock market in 1929, or when it began at that point. It's a square between Pluto and Uranus, and what it means is you are breaking away fears from the old you in society and the new you that's constantly reinventing your value at every moment. So there's a lot of fear for that, but you've got to break through that fear and not let it be a factor. Now, for those of you who are watched over by the guardian agency, I am sending out more past life with texts. People loved it. Actually, cost me a lot of money from all the replies, but that's okay. It's a good thing. And we're going to do that, but we're going to look at fears, look at past life setups for irrational fears if you're watched over by GA on this day. Then, moving on, we move to Thursday. Thursday, we get our bell rattled. So again, things get a little crazy on Thursday. The moon crosses Pluto, and I literally think it's going to rattle this grand trine that doesn't have a bottom. So it turns into a bell. Things kind of rattle. What this means is emotionally you let go on Thursday of your old life, your old friends. You say goodbye, kiss goodbye. It's time to let go. It's time to say goodbye. It's one of those little things with the Queen. And what it means is it rattles your mind and it rattles your relationships. So things get rattled on Thursday. But Mercury rules the day, so we're in our mind. We have our faculties. Mercury is direct if you didn't get the news flash last week, so it's not going to be too hard of a day. Now, if you'd like to have a little help with your rattle, come on down to office hours, one of the many great reasons to be in our garden at soulgarden.me, where we have our practitioners come on webcam at 11 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays to answer questions. And now, if you get pulled in on the show, we're going to give you a 15% discount for anything in SoulMart. So we're giving away prizes. It's turning into a fun thing. Come on down. Then we move on to drumroll Friday. Friday is actually a pretty quiet day after this bipolar back and forth. The moon will be in Capricorn, so emotions are focused on social life. You're still social. If you want to do something on the weekend, Friday's the night to do it. You're going to get a little spiritual as the weekend comes on. This opposition comes to a head. This is the opposition between your values and what you're willing to change in your boundaries. Your comfort zones versus your values. You won't have a totally worked out, but you are working a lot of it out, and it peaks over the weekend. Don't forget, we do have SG Live on Fridays. I just want to say I'm very funny in this webcam radio show. My co-host is Carolyn Nagel, and right now, special guest, Zodiac Director Bernadette Morgan, who's teaching us how to step into the Aries light. So come on down at 11 a.m., come chat with us, and if you can't make it, well, it is recorded. Then on Saturday, things actually kind of zone out again. So we go from and this is because Neptune rules the day. You'll be feeling pretty good. That's your home planet. So everyone's like a Pisces. Everyone's wandering around, not necessarily with a plan. So it's not great for traffic in malls, but it is good for you. You'll enjoy it. Things are coming to a peak here in this particular time, but the biggest headline of Saturday is Mars goes direct. So after all this backpedaling in your relationships and all this backpedaling in feeling what is fair and what is not, you start forward pedaling on Saturday. So relationships move forward and you begin to move forward. And they have been holding off like that for a long time. I have to look up how long Mars has been retrograde. The moon moves into Aquarius, so as you start moving forward in relationships, up you peekaboo and go hide in your 12th house or in your higher self. So Saturday and Sunday are very private, although things are changing pretty dramatically, really, if you know you. Let's go to Sunday. On Sunday, it's time to commit. Saturn rules the day, which means it's time to say, okay, that's it. I commit. I'm worth this much. You want to put a commitment out there. Interestingly enough, on this day, it's also the day where the God Yod actually comes to a peak. So this is the day where the universe is like, and hold. It's like a hold note. It's so kind of interesting. And I love that. And don't forget, Mars is going direct too. So it really is a shifting of the gears. Again, the universe is not really keeping this ride boring at all. It's been very interesting. All right, Pisces, that's all I have for your 7-day forecast. But as always, I'll see you in 7 more. Until then, live, love, be.